Secretary Carter,
Mr. President.
thank you for meeting with me on such short notice.
No problem, sir.
I would like to discuss our strategic military plan to deploy troops for NATO for an easterly flank on Russia. It has been brought to my attention that multiple small countries on that border fear an attack from Moscow.
I completely agree with you, sir. I also think that we should perform some strong military exercises along that western Russian border, including Poland and on the Baltic Sea. We need to let them know that we mean business.
I totally agree with you, sir.
Fantastic, sir. I'll start coordinating the efforts right away.
Thank you, Carter. Greetings, my fellow Americans. It has come to my attention that our great nation is at serious risk. This is absolutely unacceptable and requires swift, firm action. If you have heard from the news, critical information discussed in the Oval Office was stolen by an unknown source tapping into Secretary Carter's smartwatch. Amazingly, these devices, after research, have shown that they have little to no security measures to block such an attack and can allow the attacker to take over other devices such as tablets, cell phones, and personal computers. With such an extreme security hole in our midst, I have put a temporary ban on all sales of wearable technology until the issue is resolved. Additionally, due to high prices, I require all vendors to recall and refund these devices. As Americans, we have a duty to protect ourselves and our country as we move into the future. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
Scott Bauer, Associated Press.
David Scott, Associated Press.
We'd like to talk to you about your recent ban on wearable technology.
Yeah, no problem. Well, the first issue was personal security. As you could see in my speech today that I made, was the main reason behind my ban of the wearable technology.
Well, Mr. President, as you know, nothing in security is 100%, and if we banned everything with a security hole, we would have nothing at all.
Exactly. And if anything, wearable devices are improving in areas of security that are needed in today's society. For example, they help enhance in-person credit card payment security. Most wearable watches come with the ability to securely pay for any of your purchases that you use a credit card for by asking for a passcode or fingerprint verification from a smartphone. This makes the use of credit cards less common, keeping the credit card confidential.
Well, gentlemen, it seems like your reasonings again are very credible. Now, the last column that I actually have the wearable technology is that despite all these benefits, who actually benefit from them? Like what age groups?
Well, Mr. President, if you really look at the global scale, you'll see that it's impacting all levels of society today.
Take example, the elderly community. Sure, they're not using the smartwatch for texting, notifications, and social media, but it's actually prolonging their life, and it's taking a lot of the stress off the healthcare system that's assisting them.
Well, gentlemen, the reasoning you guys presented is pretty credible, but the only third con really that I have with the devices is that they're too expensive for the average American person to reap the benefits that you guys kind of described. Is there anything you guys have to refute that?
Well, Mr. President, although the initial device may be a bit expensive, it's actually an investment. For example, insurance companies, they're using the raw data from these watches, and it's actually lowering a lot of customers' premiums, saving them way more than the cost of the device.
Also, wearable technology is beginning to be used to monitor physical activity that charities use to raise money. Charities and nonprofit organizations are beginning to see the benefit in using wearable technology to raise money without having to host an event to do so.
I see, you guys make fine points, but I'm still not totally convinced. How is it actually helping the current generation? Is there any, valid research on people on people of this current generation?
Mr. President, wearable technology's impact extends far beyond healthcare. It has positive effects in a multitude of different areas, including our nation's military. Research was done at the Pennsylvania State University by Dr. Michael McNeese and at the University of Massachusetts Amherst by Ava Hudlicka on how wearable technology can help Air Force pilots by monitoring a pilot's stress levels through 4 physiological signals such as EKG, EMG, respiration, and GSR. The research showed that varying levels can cause pilots to ineffectively use and interact with their heads-up display. This could cause them to miss an important message, such as the aircraft in front of them is actually a friendly jet. With the data they can collect by using wearable technology, they can better assess a pilot's belief state and adapt to the best way of changing his heads-up display to notify him to prevent a serious disaster.
Well, once again, gentlemen, you guys have proven that there are some very valid reasons to not ban smartwatches and other wearable technology, and that there's actually some pretty general use throughout the nation. So thank you guys very much for visiting, and I will reconsider my ban, most definitely.
All right, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you for reconsidering, Mr. President.
Thank you.